What is going on, IF Warriors? It's your boy Edward V, and today we're going to talk about 5 useful tips, 5 very useful tips for the OMAD protocol, 1 meal a day. OMAD is an incredibly powerful tool because it allows you to fast for an extended period during a single day, since you're only eating the 1 meal during the entire day. But you want to make sure that you're doing it the right way, and these 5 useful tips may help you get there. I'm going to go ahead and break it down in this video. Stay tuned. First useful tip that you want to utilize is something that I've talked about in the past, and it's finding flexibility in places that you didn't think that it even existed. When you think of something like 1 meal a day, you think of a very restrictive diet where there isn't much wiggle room. But in actuality, you can create levels of flexibility around that 1 meal a day protocol using something that I've coined the OMAD, which is creating a window of opportunity to eat that 1 meal, as opposed to just eating your 1 meal in one specific hour. So the OMAD is a splice between the warrior diet and the 1 meal a day protocol, in which you eat 1 meal a day, but you can eat it within a 4-hour window. It's the warrior diet platform with the 1 meal a day premise. You have 4 hours throughout the day to eat your 1 meal. So if your eating window is from 2 to 6, you can eat your meal at 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It doesn't matter when you eat your 1 meal, but when you do eat your 1 meal, that's it for the day. So if you eat it at 4 o'clock, for example, then you're done. You don't eat anymore. And when it comes back around, you can choose any of the 4 hours to eat the next meal. So basically what you'll be doing is prolonging your fast for a bit or shortening your fast for a bit. But you know for a fact that you will always be within a 20-hour fast time frame, because you're always eating your 1 meal a day within this 4-hour window. This creates much more flexibility and allows you to have a little bit more of a breathing room. You're not going to stress out that you've missed your hour. You're not going to stress out that your hour is approaching, but you're not ready to eat yet. And all of this builds the structure around you so that you can be more cognizant of the things that you're eating, and you're not in a state of chaos, which can lend itself to adding more negative outcomes throughout the day or throughout the entire meal process, in which you may overeat or you may do things that you're not looking to do. That creates a snowball effect that was triggered from the initial chaos of not being able to eat during your eating window. And this flexibility can be extended as much as you like. If you want a 5-hour window, you can do a 5-hour window where you eat 1 meal a day. Just understand that you will just guarantee yourself 19 hours of fasting. It might be longer, but it'll definitely never be shorter. So you definitely get a lot of benefits from extending your fast just a little bit more on some days versus others. Be flexible with your time. You could even do this with the 16-8, having an 8-hour window to eat your 1 meal a day. It's all up to you. So another thing that you want to do is you want to assist your body in preserving muscle as much as possible. Now, how do you do this when you're only eating 1 meal a day? Well, studies have shown that intermittent fasting does assist in muscle retention. There are hormonal triggers that happen when you're in a fasted state. These are protective triggers that actually retain muscle, that assist in retaining muscle. There have been biological studies looking at the blood, finding certain hormones that actually activate that protect muscle tissue. So the fasting protocol in and of itself can help preserve muscle, but also what you want to do is you want to strategize around your resistance training. This is lifting weights or calisthenics, whatever you do to maintain or build muscle physically. You want to make sure that you're either eating before you go into your workout or either eating right after your workout, because you want to give yourself a little bit more protein synthesis. And if you're working out your muscles and doing resistance training and you haven't eaten in a long time, you definitely want to make sure that you eat post-workout so that your body has something to work with. Your body has some protein and some amino acids to work with. This will then assist in the preservation of muscle if you're utilizing OMAD to lose body fat. And the preservation of muscle will keep your metabolic rate functioning at a high level, and muscle requires a lot of calories, so the calorie partitioning is increased in the favor of your muscles. Thus, less calories are stored as body fat and more body fat gets burned. So you want to make sure that there is protein flowing through your body either right before your workout or right after your workout to enhance protein synthesis just a little bit more. Now, I get a lot of people that tell me they can never hit their calorie target during the OMAD protocol, but they love doing OMAD, but they just can't get the food in. You have to be smarter with what you eat. Try to eat high calorie dense foods. If you eat low calorie dense foods, you're not gonna make it. Why? Because you only have one meal to get all of your calories and nutrition in. So now you're probably thinking, well, the only way I could eat high calorie foods is if I eat horribly, or if I'm only eating animal products or what have you. No, you can eat high calorie dense plant-based foods. For example, one half of an avocado is around 180 calories. So you can eat avocado as one of your high calorie dense foods. Dark chocolate, also high calorie dense food. Baked beans is also high calorie dense foods. And if you don't know what high calorie dense foods are, they're simply foods that, although they're small in volume and weight, they carry a lot of calories for their size. So you can actually eat a lot of these, get your calories in, still eat in a healthy way, and still be successful using the OMAD protocol. And there are many other high calorie dense foods that you can look up. These are just a few, but looking them up, finding them, and then implementing them into your diet will definitely help you get to your caloric goals every time you eat that one meal while still being healthy. On the other side of the coin, I get a lot of people that say I'm always overeating when I do OMAD. If this is your problem, then you want to eat low calorie dense foods. Most green vegetables are very low calorie dense. Broccoli is a very good example of a low calorie dense food. Lean meat and fish are low calorie dense food but pack so much protein. Milk and yogurt are also examples of low calorie dense foods. Oats are another example of low calorie dense foods. So there are so many low calorie dense foods out there. Whatever difficulty you're having, you can decide if it's a high calorie dense food strategy that you need or a low calorie dense food strategy or a mix of the two. If you're having problems with getting all your calories in, focus on high calorie foods. If you're having problems with overeating, focus on low calorie dense foods. You'll be satiated and you'll be full, but you won't be taking in so many calories. And the final useful tip that I'll give you for OMAD, because calorie control is still a factor, you want to do smart things with how you eat throughout the week. So find the foods that you're going to eat, put them together, know the calorie number, and then eat that food for the entire week. So always replicate that for the entire week. Keep replicating it. If you want, do it for 2 weeks. It's up to you. As you're eating that one specific meal throughout the week, you can go ahead and look up other meals that maybe in 2 weeks you want to cook, and then you do that for 2 weeks. This will help you only have to count calories once or twice a month, because once you count it the first time, you know how many calories are in that meal. If it's half an avocado, 2 slices of bread, steak, cheese, onions, eggs, whatever it is, when you throw it together, you know the calorie count. And you can eat that every day within a span of a week or even 2 weeks without getting too bored. Once you start feeling bored of the food, then you can go ahead and decide, okay, I'm gonna do a different recipe. Once you figure that out, then you can eat that for a week or 2. This minimizes the amount of time that you spend actually counting your calories because you already know how many calories are in that meal exactly. This is a strategy that I've used so many times, eating the same meal so that I don't have to continue to count calories, ensuring that it's nutrient dense, that it meets my caloric goals for the day, and then just replicating it until I get bored and then creating a new recipe and then replicating that. This will help you since you only have to eat one meal and you don't want to drive yourself crazy. You want to be prepared to instantly start cooking or preparing that meal. So I hope you can utilize these 5 tips in your repertoire and then be very, very successful with your 1 meal a day protocol. And of course, I want to thank my patrons from my Patreon, and I'm going to go ahead and put their names right up here.